Hey everybody, welcome to the turn-based podcast. Now we finally have a name actually. Holy shit.
What? Am I being a regular person in this? Hey, I'm not
Yes,
supposed to
you
be in it.
are.
Ah,
Or I
do I
guess you're a
have
guest. You're a
to?
guest.
Well,
I am Adrian Passion, and in this podcast we do not wait for each other's turn, but we have this random guy. His name is Steven something.
Stevie T or Stevie T
Stevie T from some YouTube channel name like Stevie T7. It's he does some he does some vlogs and stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter because this podcast is on my channel anyway. So, anyways, today we're going to mostly discuss the PlayStation event that just happened, and we're also going to take a little look at the Apple event that happened right before. So we're just gonna jump right into it. The PlayStation event. What was your biggest takeaway from this?
Mostly about the PlayStation Pro, even though there was leaked.
Oh, did I just say Neo? Did I say
What?
Neo?
No, it's a Pro.
Yeah, I think I said Neo. Damn it, it's gonna take a while to get used to the new name.
Yeah,
All
I know
right.
what you mean.
Alright. What do you think of the Pro?
Well, after all the leaks and rumours, let alone the whole forward compatibility, which is quite a nifty feature.
Yeah, that's true. So forward compatibility because why? Why is it forward compatibility?
Because it basically forwards the game up to 4K and such with patches and stuff, which is quite unique.
Wouldn't that technically be backwards compatibility because the new PlayStation Pro can play old PlayStation 4 games?
You never know.
That's very interesting. So, think about how the Xbox One is backwards compatible, and it does sort of sometimes upscale games. You see Red Dead Redemption playing at a much more steady frame rate on the Xbox One than it did on the 360. Isn't that then technically forward compatibility, or, I don't know.
I guess like when you had to install the game and like you said, up-res and all that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So, I mean, I just gotta point this out first. This was just hilarious how right after this whole event they were showing off, the PlayStation 4 Slim and the PlayStation Pro, and then right after Microsoft posted this image on their Facebook page just showing like, oh hey, here's the Xbox One S. It's got 4K streaming, HDR gaming, greatest game, 40% smaller, beautiful design, Xbox One S available now from $299. What do you think about? Yeah, I thought that was just
Yeah, because I actually shared Adrian this image that I saw on Facebook, and then I just saw it on Twitter, and I actually retweeted that tweet on my Twitter.
that's a hit right in the guts, like that's so. Yeah, they point out the whole HDR gaming thing. What's very interesting though is that the Slim. So yeah, Sony announced two different products. They have the PlayStation 4 Slim, which is exactly like the leaks showed, no 4K, and they still are going to charge it the same freaking price. I was honestly expecting the PlayStation Neo to be at least $50 cheaper than the Xbox One S, but it's the same price. I think that's just crazy. Like how? Yeah, like how can they charge it the same price when it doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray player? Why would you get why would you get the PlayStation Slim when you can get the S, the Xbox S?
I know what you mean, let alone the whole, not saying like the next generation of consoles, let alone 4K gaming in general, but like 4K media, which I can understand, not saying it's the next generation, let alone slimmer consoles as it is, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, and here's the biggest kicker. There are some positive news about the Sony event, but we're gonna get to that. But I think the biggest kicker is that the Neo does not have a new CPU, so it's really not a big jump. I was pleasantly surprised by the price point, which is $399, which dollars, which I was actually pretty impressed. I was actually expecting it to be maybe like $499, but it also shows it's not a big jump because it's the same CPU, only overclocked, and it is becoming a huge bottleneck because already the PS4 didn't have a very great CPU to begin with.
Yeah, I know what you mean, let alone I don't know much technical aspects, let alone I'm new to the whole 4K thing as it is, let alone and 1080p 60 frames per second as it is, let alone when I got my next gen console, it's just a new thing to me, let alone the original last gen consoles as it is.
Yeah, let's just put it this way. Microsoft should be really proud. The Xbox One S is clearly beating the PlayStation 4 at Slim in every way, and the Scorpio is obviously going to be a much bigger jump than the PlayStation Pro, right? Okay, just rolls off your tongue. Pro. It's 3 letters. Pro. All right.
Get out of the Matrix, Neo.
Yeah. Get out of the Matrix. It's not that anymore. It's not, Project Morpheus. They spoke very little about VR though. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know what you mean, even though that they just mentioned about the whole, we're going to implement VR into the PlayStation 4 Pro and all that. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Let I can understand why, let alone its bare frame rate for the VR, I guess, when using that.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, the big kicker is just it's not that big of a jump. And I think, like, Microsoft is kind of advertising the Xbox One Scorpio is going to be, like, the actual, like, next-gen Xbox. I don't know. I just think it's, like, me personally, I'm not going to be getting the Neo. Maybe it's, like, because I'm going to be honest, like, I'm more into Xbox. I'm more invested in that. But I'm, like, much more tempted to just wait a year and get the Scorpio. I think that's just the kind of ordinary consensus from most people I've heard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Let alone, we don't know much about most things about the Scorpio. I know there's some technical aspects of it. Let alone the whole where they showcase all the capabilities of the PlayStation 4 Pro. Even though it's nice to have the PlayStation 4 now, and it still has somewhat, like implemented HDR and all that, but it's nice that we get to see some implements of what the PlayStation 4 Pro can do. Like that weird, thing that happened, and it feels like deja vu, where basically they showcase the PlayStation 4, just the same person, same layout when they showcase the PlayStation 4's hardware reveal.
It was Andrew House. Right. Yeah. Now, what's really weird, like Mark Cerny, when he was speaking like for quite a while, and he was speaking of the PlayStation. Why the hell did it sound like it was on National Geographic? Like, oh, here is the PS4 in its natural habitat. You see, it likes to be in a 4K environment, and it uses HDR. Like, I don't know. That was just really weird. I don't know.
Let alone it's basically ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah,
feels like deja vu. Yeah, sorry to mention that.
Overwatch.
Yeah, well, the free weekend it is. But anyways, I was going to say, it just felt like deja vu, with the PS4 specs revealed, just the same layout and the same guy.
The only you're 90% right, but the only difference now is that Xbox is going to come out more powerful, so it's the roles are swapped. But obviously, Sony's not going to get near as much negative media because they're not doing the DRM stuff. I guess that's good for them. To me, it's like everything is a downgrade from what Xbox has. Like the Xbox One, like the PlayStation Slim is obviously a downgrade from the Xbox One S, and the PlayStation Pro is not going to be as powerful as the Scorpio. Yes, it's a year ahead, but obviously, these consoles are going to be out for years to come. So I think it was just kind of a bad investment. But I know we're very negative on Sony, but there is one very big positive. It's the fact that they're actually going to upgrade all older PS4 models and the Slim. They're all going to support HDR next week.
Yeah, which is good actually.
That is actually a huge thing. It makes me wonder if like Microsoft can do the same thing, or if the regular Xbox One is even capable of doing that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's actually, again, my main problem with this though is that 4K and HDR kind of belong together. The PS4 Slim is not going to have the 4K capability. So yes, you're going to have the HDR, but you're not getting the full package. You're not going to have the 4K Blu-ray. So to me, it just feels kind of lost in translation in a way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like most people might own like a 4K TV with HDR, and there's not much like products out there that has HDR with no 4K. So it's a bit.
I don't think that exists.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Yeah.
That's just. Yeah. I don't know what to do, but hey, good on them. They managed to update the console with HDR. Like I said, I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to like change ports or something, but that's actually pretty big, in fact. What do you think of the look of the PS4 Pro, though? I mean, it looks like a cake now. It's got like 3 layers. Did you see that?
Yeah, and it's quite biggish as it is. And I didn't. Well, not saying that I haven't seen any console comparisons yet, but yeah, it just looked quite big of a sandwich, so to say.
Yeah, it looks now it's like a 3-layer sandwich, like some sort of Whopper or something, like a Big Mac. I don't understand this design, why it has to have 3 layers. Can you like put like one disc into the lower portion and then another disc in the upper portion? Like why why does that need to look like this?
Lily McGloin Light, yeah, I know what you're trying to say, but we'll have to see in the outcome what they, not seeing how it looks now, I mean, like, once people get hands on it and just have a look at what is on it, really.
Yeah, I thought the PS4 Slim looked ugly, but in comparison, like this this Pro looks just ridiculous in my opinion. It's just the as much as like the PS4, as I'm not a huge fan of the PS4, I gotta say it's a very nice looking system, the regular one. But now the Neo just attaching like an extra layer on top is just like, oh, here's an extra burger, like a double burger or something. It's just, it looks
That in
ridiculous.
4K.
Oh, does it have 4K? Oh, really?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the PlayStation 4 Pro, my bad. Sorry, I misheard
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm just joking. So, hey, they didn't just show off hardware though. They did actually show off some games. Surprisingly.
Indeed. Yeah.
So, I mean, first off, let's see, what was the first thing? Yeah, they showed off a brief look at Spider-Man, and at first I thought kind of, holy shit, they're actually ready to show this game off, like some actual gameplay. But no, they're just once again showing off Spider-Man, looking at the city. It looks breathtaking though, and I'm pretty excited for that game. In fact, wonder if it's timed exclusive or not. But that game does look really nice.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's really nice to play on the PlayStation 4, let alone upscaling it with forward compatibility. It's good. Learning that word, learning backwards compatibility in general.
You are thinking of getting the Neo?
No, I'm just saying in general, if I ever do get it on PlayStation 4, it will upscale it when it does, with forward compatibility and whatnot, if you know what I mean.
Alright, yeah, I see. That's true.
I don't know if it's compatible. I misheard what they were saying, let alone the forward compatibility in games in general. But yeah, that's what I thought anyways.
Yes, they were a little unclear about this. I'm gonna assume the PS4 Pro is gonna be able to play all regular PS4 games, but if it doesn't have a Neo mode, it's not gonna upscale or look any better, which makes sense. Like the developers are gonna have to go in and manually up-res the game and change things. So that does make sense, actually.
Yeah, I think that's what they said. Then again, knowing me, I think I must have misheard or misread or whatever. But if that's the case, then it'll be great, though. Then I can play some PlayStation 4 games. And if I ever do get the PlayStation Pro, I can just... PlayStation 4 Pro, sorry. And, I can just try it out whenever I can and use the forwards compatibility and all that.
Yeah, that's true. The one thing that really just... kind of rubbed me the wrong way here is when they showed off the Horizon Zero Dawn demo, and they were like, holy shit, okay, you've seen the game on the regular PS4, now here is the Neo version of the game, the Pro version. And in a way, the graphics actually looked kind of worse than they did before, so PS4 footage from earlier looks better than the Pro footage from now. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, Lily. It was not seem hard to watch it on whatever device I was watching it on, but let alone it didn't. Then again, I can't even tell with 4K, let alone HDI as it is. So like it's still a new thing to me, as I said. But it's just it's alright, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the fact that they only upgraded the GPU makes this like only a 4K, like just sort of upscale to slightly more closer to 4K. I guess you could call it like 4K ready, but without the upgraded CPU, only like slightly overclocked. I can't imagine it like doing any like major new things in the future. I don't know. Anyways, they showed off a little bit of Mass Effect, just a slight bit. What do you think of that?
Yeah, even though I play much of the Mass Effect games, and even though I know most people are really big fans of Mass Effect and really looking forward to the new game, but it was a bit meh, I guess.
They showed him jumping on some platforms, and then a cutscene showed off, and I expected some sort of combat scene or something to happen, and then just kind of cut off. It was brief. That's just the only way I can describe it. Brief. Yeah, but still nice to show off some games though. But I think and then they showed off Call of Duty. Are you convinced yet?
No, actually. Let alone it's nice that let you upscale to PlayStation 4 Pro, and including Black Ops 3, which is quite actually good, really, to implement that game to PlayStation 4 Pro, which is quite unique, I guess, rather than the whole forward compatibility as it is.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just kind of took it as given that it would be forward compatible or upscalable, but it's still very like unclear. There are a few things that I was a bit confused about, but certainly like the PS4 Pro is not going to be able to upscale games by itself without a patch, which that makes sense. I'm going to assume the Xbox Scorpio is going to be the same way, that the games will actually have to have a patch in order to have the 4K upscale and the better frame rate. So it makes sense.
And it's a nice idea to patch games to 4K and whatnot to as it is. Download it now. I know most people will have problem downloading like an extra 50 gigabyte patch, I guess, to make it upscale to 4K. It's just a thought, really, that spuns. And it's a nice feature though, having forward compatibility, so to say. But yeah, I guess it's great though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, so I don't think we have much more to say there. Just bottom line, they were actually holding their cards quite close to their chest with a lot of these things. They're coming out this fall. Both of them, I think, was September 10th was the release date for the PlayStation 4 Neo at $399, and the PlayStation 4 Slim will be at $299. At what release date? Did you catch that?
Do you mean the PlayStation 4 Pro?
No, the Slim.
Oh, I think it was this month at September something. I forgot.
September 10th.
But it was this month, though.
Oh, wait.
September
10th? No, November 10th. November 10th for the PlayStation Pro, and something this month for the PS4 Slim.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, there's, I thought it was a decent show. They did what they had to do, but I mean, obviously, like, you could see Microsoft kind of taking advantage of this. But like right after they were done, they posted their like little Xbox One S advertising, just kind of punching them in the guts. And I think, like, honestly, I think out of all this, I think Microsoft stands tall now. Don't you think?
Well, we'll have to see whatever they're planning for their next console, let alone it stands as it is, really, but it's too soon to speculate.
It is, but we're already seeing if you're looking for an entry model console right now, Xbox One S is the way to go, in my opinion. Unless, of course, you want the PS4 games, you have got friends on the PlayStation 4. But if you're just looking past that, Xbox One S and PS4 Slim are the same price. Only the Xbox One S just supports a lot more 4K upscaling, just a lot more, in my opinion.
In the forward compatibility on PlayStation 4 games, which I guess is a bit of an advantage.
That's just the Pro. That's just the Pro. I'm talking about the Slim. I'm talking the Xbox One S compared, because obviously the Pro, that's a misconception. The Pro does not compete directly with the Xbox One S. That's a different price range.
I guess. I'm just saying in general. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, all right, it was all right. So they started pretty much like right after that Apple event. Like right after, I was a little worried that the Apple event would kind of slide into the PlayStation event. I was like, shit. Oh, get over it. Come on. But yeah, hey, Apple, they were kind though to actually end on time. I mean, if like Apple had slipped a little bit and they said something wrong and or they had some technical difficulties, they may have actually slipped slightly into the PlayStation conference, which would have made it hard to watch both.
Let alone their Apple keynote and quote and one more thing or something. I forgot what that quote was, but they usually do that when they want to announce something really special or something. But they didn't do it there. They didn't. Okay. No, I'm just saying what they usually sometimes do, because I watch many Apple keynotes, let alone they usually say the one more thing quote, I think it's called. I forgot what the quote is. You might have to Google it.
Yeah, they probably had like Tim Cook on stage, and then by the way, we're going to show one more thing. And then somebody came up, like whispered in his ear, like, hey, the Sony event is about to start now. Maybe you should, wrap things up. Yeah, who knows? So, the iPhone 7, it's a thing.
Mm.
It looks pretty good though, actually. I mean, I'm not a, I haven't had an iPhone since the 3DS, so that's a while ago. But I'm pretty impressed by it actually. The camera on that thing I thought was just phenomenal.
Indeed.
Yeah, and also like I know you're not too much into the tech of this thing, but I think the big takeaway from the Apple keynote is the Mario game they showed off.
Yeah, which was a big surprise, and even though I mostly read up and just read it up because I was at my mum's at the time, when I was reading up most things about the keynote, you see, and then when you messaged me, it's like, oh, Mr.
Yeah,
Miyamoto's
you
on.
weren't
It's like,
there
what?
live. You weren't there. He showed
No.
up on stage. That completely took me by surprise. So yeah,
Yeah.
like Miyamoto shows up on stage, shows off this little mobile Mario game. I wonder if it's gonna be on Android as well, because that's what I have at the moment.
Yeah, but I heard that it's on um, iOS only at the moment, but they might
Uh,
implement it, but who knows?
yeah,
It
it'll
might be a
probably
time exclusive.
they'll be stupid not to put it on Android as well. My only
Mm.
thing is kind of alright. This is the first Mario game on mobile, and it's like the most generic thing you could possibly imagine it to be. It's just an endless runner where you just press the screen to jump.
Mm. Well, it's a no-brainer that, that Nintendo are trying to implement their games onto mobile, let alone implementing mobile games into their Nintendo games. Well, you get what I'm trying to say, the whole and cross thing, but with mobile gaming as well as
It's genius
Nintendo.
though. I mean, it's profit. Putting Mario games on the iPhone. I mean, Nintendo has the strongest IP in the world, and putting that on the iPhone, it's pretty genius. I think it's just like I was, hoping for something that was a little more unique. But what can this is going to print a lot of money, and maybe something that they can use to, invest in a proper Mario game.
Yeah, let alone there are some other runner games like Little Big Planet has a runner game both on app mobile as well as on PlayStation V, and they have like their own
Yeah, and there's the
take.
Rayman Origins had its own running game. Everything
Mm,
has a running game. It's like the most overly like milked thing on the planet. Really, like running games. They're everywhere.
indeed, let alone Pokemon Go as it is a new thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what? Honestly, what would you want as for like a Nintendo IP? Like if you were to could just choose any IP you'd want on the phone, what IP would you want, and how would you want it to be?
I don't know Nintendo franchise as it is, let alone gameplay in general on a mobile device, let alone just while quickly mention also that they delayed the what's that game called? I forgot the franchise now. But the other franchise also is Animal Crossing, and they delayed both them two franchise games.
Amiibo Festival? No, that one's
No,
been out for a while.
no, I'm referring to Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. It was meant to come on mobile this year, but it's been delayed until next year in March.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think
I just thought that.
all right.
So no, I was
Sorry,
just
hey,
saying
it's
no.
not your turn. It's not your turn.
Oh, all
All
right.
right, no. Let me just say like it's kind of lame. They're just going to port their. It's almost like they're just porting their games. Like this almost looks exactly the same as New Super Mario Brothers. So I thought, hey, maybe make something a little different. This is like the lowest effort you can possibly put into. Like, oh, let's just make some quick money.
Let alone porting most of their Wii U titles onto the 3DS, which is understandable. Let alone,
Oh, that's a
yeah.
whole other discussion right there.
I know. Sorry about that. I just thought I could mention.
Well, I'd love to talk about that. Though. I mean, we got all day. That's
Mhm.
a little further back in time. But I mean, like there's so much they could do with the mobile games, I guess. But it's nothing that I really care too much for. I'm just glad I can make a lot of money on this to fund the real projects. Make a real Mario game, which would be really nice.
Mm.
A Metroid. Maybe like have the next Zelda come out a little faster, because going an entire generation without a Zelda game is quite ridiculous, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
let alone I see tweets now and again from Nintendo people that I follow saying about, oh, this will make great profit. Let's have a F-Zero game after all this profit of mobile gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so the next topic I want to talk about is this little game coming next week. It's called ReCore, and it's an Xbox exclusive. and it just got some gameplay now. What do you think of the gameplay?
Yeah, even though that I wouldn't mind watching the trailers and all that, but it didn't give out that much great aspects of what the game can actually do. And after watching the stream, and you recommended to me, then I was going to end up watching it and see what it's like anyways, because I would like to get the game when it comes on next week in general.
It's
But
really
the game...
cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Yeah, let alone, like I said beforehand on the E3 video and top podcast as it is, it's £30 over here in the UK,
Right.
even though it's £28 in a certain supermarket, and I recently got vouchers recently, let alone having an extra five, and I recently got something in the post, and today, and I got an extra £4 off, so I can get the game for actually £19 now, which is a bonus.
Oh, that's really nice, though. I really have to give Microsoft credit for this, because now I'm gonna just be talking in dollars. I'm sorry, but
It's
basically,
alright.
basically it's $40, and I have to really give them credit for this. Like, I thought, okay, it's $40 is going to be an indie game. A lot of people are thinking that. Now, when I saw this, like 1 hour, almost an hour gameplay, it talked about how you could see the game was huge, and you could tell like all the upgrading. You have five different robots to upgrade. There's a lot of stuff to do here, and he said like it took him 15 hours. He's been playing the game. This Joseph Staten, he's the writer of the game. By
Yeah,
the
I
way.
know
He wrote Halo.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal, great guy. And he said it took him 15 hours to play the game. I really have to give them credit for charging this for $40. That's insane in my opinion.
Leland, the replay aspects with the RPG elements, which is actually quite good, actually. Leland, I didn't expect for it to have RPG elements, Leland being as so to claim saying it's a Metroid / Mega Man game, but the RPG aspects, that's actually interesting when I saw the actual gameplay.
I'm gonna have to cut through here because this is not a turn-based podcast, even though this is called a turn-based podcast. But yeah, about the RPG thing, I like that it's not turn-based. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, it's a known fact. I'm not into turn-based RPGs. So a lot of time when people say, "Oh, you're not into RPGs, so haven't you played Skyrim? Haven't you played Witcher?" I like those. I like real-time RPGs, and I like that ReCore has some RPG elements in them. Some upgrading and stuff. But most importantly, this is like going to be, in a way, Microsoft's version of Metroid or Zelda, and that excites me a lot.
Indeed. I know what you mean by the Zelda aspects or the RPG aspects as it is on ReCore, which is actually good. And it's get me a little bit hyped in the game. Not too hyped, unlike certain games.
Like, yeah, you think Metroid Prime Federation Force?
No, a certain game on a PlayStation platform. But doesn't matter though, we're not going to run that again.
Oh, No Man's Sky?
Yeah, that game.
Oh, you just brought up the Forbidden game. We don't talk about that game here. We do not talk about that game. We do not talk about No Man's Sky.
You're not good. No, don't do this again.
Anyways, like this is try to imagine this. Try to imagine if ReCore was. Let's just flip the script here a bit. Imagine if ReCore was a NX launch title, for example, because this is typically a game that would be like associated with Nintendo. People would go mad. They would go absolutely mad, in my opinion. But like with Xbox, people expect like those big explosions, that everything should be AAA, everything should be like Gears of War. You have to go into this game expecting this to be a little more of a double experience. It's not going to be Gears of War. It's not Uncharted. It's not Halo. It's not a big title like this. But what you're going to get is kind of that, what could I say, Nintendo magic like experience in a way.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, let alone they mention, like, say, using the strafe and the combat features from Metroid. I get that from Metroid Prime.
Yeah, it's very Metroid.
Yeah. Even though I haven't played them sort of games like most Metroid games, but I get what they're trying to say to try and advertise their game and all that.
Yeah, so there's just a few things about the game that just bother me a little bit. Like, I like most of the stuff I've seen. I love the fact that it's, the combat it's got lock-on combat is incredibly deep. You can like drag the cores out of the core bots, but I find it just a little annoying that there are these color-coded guns. Like you got your white gun, then later on you get your red gun, which is exactly the same. That's just my only gripe. This was a problem in the old like Metroid Prime, which is a great game, by the way. A lot of people think I hate Metroid Prime, but I actually don't. That was like years ago. I hated Metroid Prime, but I played them more recently, and I love Metroid Prime. I think they're phenomenal games. But just the one thing that annoyed me about the first Metroid Prime was you had like the white gun, the red gun, the blue gun. You used the red gun to kill red enemies, blue gun to kill. You get the shtick. I don't know why they would have that in this game. It just kind of annoys me a little bit.
Fair enough then. Well, then it's nice to implement game within the game, so to say. But I guess it's nice to implement games to not say make an original game, but some aspects that fans like from the Metroid and Mega Man games would enjoy.
Yeah, true. But I mean, it does like add a little strategy, so it's not just going to be aim for some headshots. Like I said, it does
Boom,
have
headshot.
boom. Yeah, it does have what is it called again? Lock on, lock on aim. So it's not about how you aim. It's more about like what kind of move you choose to do, where you stand. Like it's more of that. Also, the lock on aim apparently doesn't work while you're charging up your shot. So it's so there's the kind of thing to take note of.
Mm.
So yeah.
Indeed.
So yeah. So you're getting the game, right?
Oh, indeed. Well, the £19 in general, like I said. But,
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm gonna ask, would you buy this game at full price?
No, yeah, still. It's just that while I have the offers...
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll still buy it, regardless on that price alone.
Absolutely, I would buy it. But I think it's a great thing that they're, releasing it at this price, because it really means, you can, it's really going to push it, because this is a new IP. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is how I saw this video from the Red Dragon a few days ago, who was talking about how he's not very hyped for the game, and he was talking about how like there are so many people who are just saying, oh, you should support ReCore because it's like a charity. You should support ReCore because it's a new IP and it's an exclusive. I want to point out that like I am like genuinely excited for this. I'm not just wanting to support it just for charity or just because it's a new IP. I'm like genuinely excited for this because this is exactly the kind of game that I like. But I mean, I do agree with the stance that like you shouldn't just buy a game just to support it just for charity.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, let alone developers as it is and game companies as it is. But I can understand by that, whatever you said from that video point of view, but I can understand what you mean.
Yeah, like if a game sucks, it sucks. That's just capitalism. If a game is good, then you buy it, and like you spend your money with what you want. Both with your wallet. So that's just my thing. But just again, I want to set the record straight. I am like genuinely excited for ReCore. It looks really good. I don't think it's going to be like the biggest game of the year or anything, but I think it's just it's a nice little thing to have come out kind of early in the season, and now there's not a whole lot of other games coming in a while.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, like in the fall in general with certain games are coming out, but I can understand what you're trying to say. It's a really interesting game, price point in general, and it should be a nice play to play while you're waiting for them fall games, traditional and FIFA, Call of Duty, and Battlefield games to come out, I guess.
Yeah. So overall, Microsoft, perfect timing. You came out before all the big games. Perfect pricing. I think I think they just nail it. I think it's gonna actually sell pretty well because it's released perfectly. It's remember how Rise of the Tomb Raider last year kind of came out like on the same day as Fallout 4.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, Lil, and I'm guilty with that. But then again, I did recently purchase Rise of the Tomb Raider this year, and I play it now and again. It's good though to have a copy, let alone I'm guilty for playing Fallout 4 originally.
And now you're going to be playing that game. Now you're going to be able to play that game on the PS4 Pro.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It's sort of 4K, slightly upscaled, kind of 4K. I
know, because let alone 4 compatibility and whatnot with Rise of the Tomb Raider. But we'll have to see in the outcome though.
Yeah, overall, we've been harping a bit on the PS4 Pro, but overall I think it looks really nice. It's nice just to have a high-end device to get your games to look a little bit better, and I'm very pleasantly surprised by the price point. The fact it's only $100 more than the PlayStation Slim. I'd say if you're gonna buy a PlayStation device, I think it's definitely worth buying the Pro. Certainly, don't you think?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, let alone, not saying I would mind jumping onto that bandwagon, let alone it's too early to try and, too soon to save up for that one of them is what I'm trying to say, let alone there are consumers out there like myself that there are still things that are supporting for the older the PlayStation 4 as it is, but I'm in no rush to get into 4K gaming, but it's a nice option for those
That's
people
true.
that want to or not to.
Yes, that's true. But to me, it's kind of like when I get new hardware, I kind of expect like bigger games, like more AI. That's kind of what I'm talking about. I hope that these new consoles, that the old consoles are not gonna hold the new ones back. That like, and the
Hmm.
Scorpio is gonna be like a huge jump. I don't want to see it like hold it back. Like I think eventually we're gonna have to cut the tie and like just cut support for the regular Xbox One. Because eventually there's going to be like also like the regular PlayStation 4. Eventually there's going to be a feature that just can't be done on the regular console, and I think you're going to have to cut the
Yeah, I know
tie.
what you mean. Like the hardware as it is on the Xbox One can do most limitations, let alone HDR in general. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, Anyways, I think we pretty much we should wrap this up. We've gone through all the topics. We're even like repeating the topics now, but it's been a great talk.
Yeah, let alone titling this video. We'll have to see how we title this video, but let alone the episode in general.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna end up with some plugs, which we haven't done before. But I just realized, like on the previous podcast, I didn't actually give you the chance to tell where you're like the channel you're from or what you're doing. Like, could you tell us just about your channel and what you're gonna be doing, like videos and stuff this week?
Okay, fair enough then. At the moment, I do like vlogs, gameplays, unboxings now and again, a mixture and do some random videos now and again, which is quite nice. But I enjoy making videos as it is. There's been nearly almost a decade-old YouTuber, let alone aspects as it is, let alone most YouTube things lately, like the new thing that they're doing with YouTube at the moment. But regardless, I enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy making content for loads of YouTubers that enjoy or not enjoy my content, so to say. But
All
it's
right.
a variety of YouTube videos I do, and hope you guys would mind jumping to my channel and hope you see what I do and
Yes,
hope maybe.
we will have links in the description to
Thank
Steven's channel. And you'll have
you.
you'll have a link to my channel, which actually no wait, you're already on my channel, so I
What?
guess.
Yeah, I do shout that out and plug it in my vlogs also. Well, then this is going to be kind of a regular thing, isn't it?
All right, and your Twitter, you have a Twitter account as well.
Yes, at CT7.
All right, and you can find me at Adrian Passion. That is Adrian underscore Passion. I don't know why I made my Twitter with that underscore, but that's just how it is. You'll find me there, and you'll also find links in the description below. On my channel, we're thinking of making this a weekly podcast, possibly. We still haven't decided on the day or when. But I do game reviews from time to time. I do opinion pieces and stuff like that. I'm gonna be doing a lot of reviews of most of the games coming out in the fall. So I appreciate a subscribe and that you can come back for
And
more.
and to share what his thoughts are gaming-wise in general, you must. I recommend you follow him on Twitter, let alone me in general. I just talk about
Yes,
my
yes.
life in
Follow
general.
Steven on Twitter, and he's got very in-depth, very interesting vlogs. I think it's phenomenal what Steven does.
Thank
It's
you.
just it's just great. I'll listen to him every Friday. It's just something I really look forward to. I think it's phenomenal.
Indeed, thank you.
Yeah, all right. And also I had just recently had a Quantum Break review, just a phenomenal game I reviewed. So you should look forward to that. And that should be it. All right.
Indeed.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye.